let's get into the best part of the show we like to call We Sports. And our first question comes from Demola Agundape, and he touches on a subject that we were talking about a little bit earlier in the segment. If Tom Brady wins, where do you place him in the top 10?
I mean, being how long I've watched football, whenever we get into the top 10s, it's rough because, prisoner of the moment, what you've seen in your lifespan. For sure in the top 10, I can't say number one overall. Let's throw out some of the names. Montana, Marino, Johnny Unitas was up there, setting passing records before it became a passing league. So I'm for sure put him in the top 10. I mean, let's sit him around 5.5.
5.5. Ooh, if Brady is able to do this, if he's able to go out there and go win, then I would think that he would have to go down as the greatest quarterback in NFL history. And the reason being is because he's been to the Super Bowl 6 times. He's won 4 Super Bowls, and he's been to the AFC Championship games numerous times, 9 times, like you said before.
Not to mention the 2 Super Bowls he lost by a combined 7 points.
Exactly. So
he could be could be 6 for 6.
To go 4-6 in the Super Bowl. I mean, I understand Montana is the gold standard, but you have to give it to Brady.
Let's bump him up to the top 3. He's in my top tray.
The
elite 3, as I say.
Okay.
Next question. Terrence asks, is Danny Ferry GM of the year thus far for assembling this Atlanta Hawks team that we just talked about?
I don't think there's no question about it. I mean, Atlanta Hawks came out of nowhere. For them to come out of nowhere really and to be in first place in the East, if they can continue this pace moving forward, then I think they are amending all the controversy that was there in the beginning of the season too as well.
Again, when you're being compared to the Spurs, inside the East, you're doing something right. And when you're on top of teams like, the teams we talk about, Cleveland,
Chicago,
Bulls especially,
Washington. Toronto.
While the East is weak, it's strong up top. So, yeah, why not? Of course.
Exactly. And third question comes from our guest host a couple of weeks ago. Deron Carrington asked, is Gary Kubiak a good fit for the Denver Broncos?
Absolutely. We saw what we did to Arian Foster's career. That zone blocking running scheme. And if there's one thing Peyton Manning needs, if he comes back, which Kubiak is hoping for, it's a strong running game. And you'll be able to build off that with the play action, which we saw Flacco have a lot of success this year.
I think it totally depends on the moves that John Elway makes in the offseason. If Peyton retires, if they're unable to sign Demarius, if they're unable to sign Julius, then you're looking at a totally different team than what you're facing next year. So it depends on the roster moves from John Elway up top. So I'm not sure. I'm not going to say is he a good fit until I see what the rest of the roster looks like.
Fair enough. Let's get into our 4th bonus final question from Rodney Egwin. What's up, El Bizzo? He asked, finally, some Minnesota purple love here. Is Cordell Patterson, a bust for the Vikings?
I don't think he's a bust because this is only his 3rd year. I believe it's his 3rd year. So let's see after this year. New offense, new quarterback, new system coming in. Let's see if he's able to read defenses, and let's see if he's able to run the correct route tree. There was some reports when he's coming into the draft that he wasn't able to run route trees and wasn't able to run routes. So let's see after this year, see if he's a bust.
Again, they said one-trick pony, send him down the field. One thing's for sure, he's been one of the most disappointing this year. A lot of expectations, especially from everyone in Minnesota, but he's still young. Give him some time. It's not over yet.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. We'll definitely see. So
there you have it, folks. Another show, Phirst Contention in the books. But don't forget, please, like the video, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter while you're at it, subscribe to their YouTube channel. Send us your questions using hashtag wesports. We'll answer them right here on the show.
For Taiwo Sosina and his Skittles, I am Marvin Banks signing off.
Taste the rainbow. Trays up.
You're so rude. You're so disrespectful.
Who left it, buddy?
Yeah, dog, you're so disrespectful.